This is Flip Classroom Lesson 4.5, Multiplying Decimals. First off, we're going to start by reviewing multiplying whole numbers. So when you multiply whole numbers, your numbers do not need to be the same length. You guys should know that. And your longer number doesn't have to be bigger. Your longer number needs to be on top when setting up the problem. Second, you will multiply by starting with the ones column in the bottom number. Remember, you will have to carry anything greater than 1. Third, don't forget to add on anything that you carried. So, traditional. We're going to talk about the traditional method, then the lattice method. So, same problem. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 7 is 28. I would write the 8 and carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. I have to remember to put my 0 as a placeholder. I've used my 2. I'm going to cross that off. And then I'm going to multiply my tens. So 6 times 1 is 6. Remember, it's really 60, because it's really 60 times 1. 6 times 7 is 42. I'm going to write the 2, carry the 4. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. So I can write the 16. I'm going to add 4 plus 0. 6 plus 8 is 14, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 6 is 7. And then my 1. And my answer is 17,344. With the lattice method, remember, you are going to, this is a 3 by 2, so I need to have 3 columns and 2 rows, 271 and 64. And I'm going to draw my lines. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 1 is 0, 6. 4 times 1 is 0, 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 2 is 0, 8. And then I add my numbers diagonally. So 4. 8 and 6 is 14. I have to carry that 1 over. 8 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 13. Carry that 1. 0 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 7. And then my 1. Same answer, 17,344. 17,344, 2 different ways. A 4-digit times a 3-digit, again, the traditional method. 5 times 6 is 30, carry the 3. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 3 is 43. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 4 is 19. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Cross off the 1, 4, and 3 because I've used those. 0 is my placeholder. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 2 is 34. Carry the 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 1 is 17. Oh, I'm not ready to add yet. I forgot I had my hundreds in the bottom number. 2 times 6 is, oh man, 2 zeros. Mrs. Rogers is a little tired still. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1 is 17. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. Don't need to carry there. 2 times 4 is 8. Don't need to carry. And I'm going to add up my columns. Zeros. 3 plus 4 is 7. 9 plus 4 is 13. Plus 2 is 15. 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1, 13, plus another 1, 14. 7 and 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17, and 8 and 1 makes 10. So 1,074,570. The lattice method, I need to draw a 4 by 3 grid because I have a 4-digit number times a 3-digit number. Split my boxes in half for the 2 digits. 245, 4,386. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 6, I'm obviously recording at school right now. 2 times 6 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 6 is 24. 5 times 4, notice I probably should have made my boxes a bit larger. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 6 is 30. And my columns, so I have a 0. 0 plus 3 plus 4 is 7. 5 plus 4 is 9, 11, 13, 15. Carry that 1 over. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 6 is 12, 13, 14. Carry over the 1 to that column. 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 1 is 9, plus 6 is 15, 16 and 17. Carry over that 1. And then 1 and 8 and 1 is 10. Same answer, 2 different ways. And I just put my comma in the wrong spot. When you're multiplying decimals, because that's our job for today, is to multiply decimals, guess what? It's no different than multiplying whole numbers. No different than multiplying whole numbers. Well, there's a little bit of difference. You don't need to line up the decimals. And I'll show you an example in just a moment. Do not have to have decimals lined up. You follow same steps as above. Then you just have to count the number of numbers after the decimal and put your decimal back into your answer. But you do have to make sure that you check to make sure your answer is reasonable. Make sure that it makes sense. Estimate. Gotta estimate. All right, so let's do a couple of examples for multiplying decimals. Notice I've kept the numbers the exact same. The only thing I've done different is by putting the actual decimal in the problem. If the problem is given to you where it is set up across, remember you have to put the longer number on top. So not larger. Notice 64 is larger than 2.71, but 2.71 goes on top. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Same exact steps that I followed before. 0 is my placeholder. Cross off the 2 because I already used it. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 7 is 42. Carry the 4. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. Add them. 4, 14, 3, 7, and 1. 2 numbers after the decimal. So there needs to be 2 numbers after the decimal in my answer. So 173 and and 44 hundredths is my answer. And if I think about that, I'm really multiplying 64 times a number that's close to 3. So 64 is close to 60, 2.71 is close to 3, and so 60 times 3 is 180. So I'm checking to make sure that that is close to 180. I moved the decimal in this problem for us. 27.1 times 6.4. And again, I'm going to do this one with the lattice. Do it the same exact way. It's still 3 digits times 2 digits. We still have to draw our diagonals down the lattice. 27.1. There's the other bell. 6.4. But you do the multiplication the same exact way. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 1 is 0, 6. 4 times 1 is 0, 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 2 is 0, 8. And I add my diagonals. So 4. 14, carry the 1. 8, 2, 2, and 1 makes 13. Carry the 1. 2, 4, and 1 is 7. And then 1. One number after the decimal, 2 numbers after the decimal. So 1, 2 numbers after the decimal. Oh, I got the same exact answer, different problem though. But this is, if I'm estimating, 27.1 is close to 30, 6.4 is close to 6, and 30 times 6 is 180. So my answer is reasonable. I'm going to save myself some time. I'm not going to do these two just because of the length of time that it would take me. I want you to go ahead and try these 6 on your own. At least get through 3 of them. You don't have to do the long ones. You don't have to do number 3. You don't have to do number 6, but I'd at least like you to do 3 of those problems. Have a good evening.